Hello, everybody. Joe Bag of Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Utawarerumono. Coming up a little late. This was supposed to have been recorded yesterday. The deal I made with myself is that Sunday is my off day, where I don't have to put anything up on the channel, but I'm supposed to record that day, so that way I don't have to do what I'm doing now, which is come home from work, eat dinner, then record. Which, you know, through the process of time moving forward, it means it generally goes up late in the evening instead of at like 7 a.m. Eastern or noon, whatever time I was doing these at. It's been a while since I've had to worry about, scheduling the videos ahead of time. So, I'll just go with whatever I'm feeling like. Hopefully my microphone's not sounding funky. I got my fan and the AC going behind me. It's not particularly warm today, but it's so humid. I'm talking. It almost hit 100% humidity today, like mid to high 90s in the humidity. Temperature wise, it was only like the low 80s, but it was just like you're in a sauna. It was Silent Hill outside all day, and it wasn't fog. It was just like the moisture in the air. Terrible. It was awful. I hated it. I meant to get up early and go on a run this morning, but just stepping outside and you can just see water in the air and it's not rain, it just saps any will to go on a run right out of me. Because that's like, you're not even sweating at that point. You just step outside and the moisture just condensates on your skin, which then prevents you from sweating. Because the whole point, little human anatomy lesson for you, how sweat works. And then I guess a bit of physics too, because it has to do with thermodynamics. How sweat works is that you get the moisture on your skin, it evaporates. In the process of evaporating, it pulls heat from your body, cooling you down. But if the air is saturated with moisture, the sweat on your body cannot evaporate, so you just end up wet and hot, which is why it sucks when it's humid. People who enjoy being down south, like I'm talking the deep south, like the Gulf Coast, like tropical, subtropic climates, psychos, fucking freaks. If you enjoy it, what are you, a fucking frog? Worrying about drying out? What's wrong with you? You're crazy. I have to fight with people at work all the time about this. And unfortunately for me, the distribution, the population distribution of where they're from in the military is pretty lopsided to the south, mainly because due to socioeconomic factors, the southern United States has less opportunities for young people looking to, get out of their small podunk fucking meth town compared to, more civilized parts of the country, like the Northeast, thank God. So they just join the military instead. And then why would I, with all those opportunities as I was talking about, also join the military? Well, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to be in debt. I didn't really want to go into any trades. And, man, I could go to college and get it covered. A full ride scholarship to pretty much wherever, because most colleges aren't picky when it comes to taking, government, military tuition assistance, because it's guaranteed money. They will get it. They don't care if you pass or fail. Either way, they're getting their money, so they'll let fucking whoever in, anywhere, essentially. But that is neither here nor there. We are at this little campsite in the woods after massacring some bandits and probably getting a nice little chunk of change, a little reward money that, they probably haven't gotten yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting event where we go wherever and meet someone and get all our acclaims and acclaims. Acclaims. I kind of mix accolades and acclaims together there. Just ignore that. Standard Joe flub. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say, other than my throat's kind of dry now. It's weird, with all the moisture in the air. Somehow, this is the time my throat decides to be dry. Sure, it'll have no negative repercussions in the future when I'm recording. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with me being, on the road for 2 weeks and picking up all sorts of random diseases and bacterias that are now finally making themselves known in my immune system. Can't be. It's impossible. Where to next? Wherever that was, because I moused over instead of using the controller and I wasn't paying attention. That's a nice thing I like about doing two games that are designed with, you know, uh, console controllers in mind, because it allows me to just lean back in my chair and kind of just put the controller on my chest, with the analogs and face buttons, literally on my chest with my thumb sandwiched between the controller, my chest, just resting on the advance button. In this case, it's the X because I'm using a PS5 controller, which I'm using for PC games because that fucking box has not turned on since Spider-Man 2. PS5 got no games. I bought that shit when it was still like a struggle to get, like 2.5, 3 years ago. I was working a night shift. It was like 3 a.m. Best Buy just restocked. I beat all the bots and, scalpers, and I got it. Immediately went to go pick it up the next day. I played it for like, oh god, what even was I playing? Like Elden Ring and the first Spider-Man game. And really that's all I've played on it. It's a little sad. Mainly since then I've upgraded my PC to the point where I can essentially play anything, really. It's definitely better than the PS4. It probably operates at about the same level as the PS5, but then you have to deal with PC ports not being properly optimized for the hardware, which can drag stuff down, in which case it's just easier to play on a console sometimes. But there ain't no fucking games for that console, so PC it is. Things proceeded peacefully after that, all the way to the capital. Caravan's journey took 10 more days, but they were blessed uneventful. No more bandit attacks. With every mile towards the capital we traversed, we began to see more and more people on the road. Travelers, convoys of merchants and traders, groups of Ankuam and soldiers like Ukon's company. It grew quite lively, in fact. There were far more people in the village Kuon took me to. Then, there was a then. It's not then, not then. One is a comparison, one is a, sequential description of events, Ukon, leading the way, crests a gently sloping hill and turns to gesture grandly into the distance. I raise my eyes to follow his hand and peer ahead. Woo! It's got some pretty... Oh, wow, that's really big. And surprisingly well thought out urban development, urban planning there. Nice grid system. I'm sure, like, it can even be, like, further subdivided down. Like, each district has certain, like, sub-districts. But, yeah. Definitely drawn on a piece of paper instead of just, cobbling over old cart trails in the woods. And then you end up with weird fucking city streets like Boston. Lois spreads a city so vast, it handily puts the village to shame. Rows upon rows of buildings. It's pretty spread out, yeah. Yeah. One's words don't quite match the sour grapes in her voice, which must mean this city is unrivaled. Well, there's certainly lots of things to see here. think. It's kind of hard to tell from here what's residential, what's government, what's business. Definitely need a map to get around. The Onkuman rouse themselves and come alive at Ukon's proposal. The end of the road finally in sight.
やっぱり帰りたくないでおじゃる。また何か借財が増えているのでおじゃるな。帰りたくないでおじゃる。帰りたくないでおじゃる。
Well, just keep, keeping your nose to the grindstone, or, well, inkstone in this case, and work that way up the bureaucratic chain. And then there's Marudo, mumbling into his hands and looking like he's dreading every step closer.
そもそも白くてよくわからないんだがな。うわあ、でかい。
Yeah, that's a pretty big gate. Now I'm gonna sneeze. Brr. Dwarfed by the shadow of the capital's outer walls, I can't help but let out an exclamation. The front gates are a splendid opulent affair, towering as high as thick walls flanking them. They have a faint luster to them, as though they've been polished to a shine.
それにしても見事なもんだね。こりゃ。
Decorations and embellishments are tastefully done, not just garish splashes of gold or silver.
薄っぺらな飾りではない。
Yeah,
重みを感じるというか。
it's not tacky,
こりゃす
but
ごい。
it shows off, a little something something, let the state puff out its chest and show off a little without being obnoxious. The enormity of the gates must have struck Kuon too. She gazes up with her hand over her mouth. My eyes meet hers, and she seems to realize how she's behaving. Yeah, like a hick from the boonies in the big city for the first time. Just staring up at big buildings, slack-jawed. One's neat brow twitches for some reason. First time seeing a building over 5 stories. Though in this case, that building's, well, it's hard to get an accurate, depiction of scale here, because I doubt the little character sprites on the screen were drawn, to scale with the building. But that's probably pretty tall.
いや、何も聞いてないし。
Like the little guy in the right in the foreground, that's fine. But then there's like the two little ladies on the left there, compared to like the size of the cart and the wafter, and then the dude a little further back standing on the left in the stairs with like the little the pole, his little quarterstaff. No, it's perspective on them might be a little off, a little skewed. We pass through the huge open gates as we make this puzzling exchange. Got like a ziggurat down there. Inside, splendid buildings, unlike any I've seen, dot the cityscape. Far more people bustle to and fro than in the village. Crowds swarm on every street. Pass by plenty of people on the mountain road. This is far more than I've seen it at once. Man, my cadence is all off. I'm like choking. Let me get some water. Ugh. Some do businesses in the shops. Others are earning their keep performing in the street. They're patrolling soldiers. Porters weighed down with their loads. People, people, people. Just listening to the ambient noise of the throng is enough to overwhelm me.
ウコンのやつがこんな集落とは比べ物にならんと言っていたが。
Yeah, a little bit of an understatement.
確かにこりゃすごいな。建物もすごいが、人混みもすごい。
今日は何か特別な日なのかな。祝祭の日とか。
Nope. Business as usual.
いや、何もないはずだがな。
そうなんだ。それにしては人が多い。
Yep.
いや、いつもこんなもんなんだぞ。
Yeah, there's probably some fertile rice paddy lands around here somewhere.
いつも？ああ、うん。そうなんだ。
Able to support a big
いつも
population, or
こん
at
な
least,
感じなんだ。
you know, a shipping network where they're able to get it from the countryside in easily. Just floated down some rivers.
どうかしたのか？いや、さっきからブツブツとつぶやいてるから何かあったのかと思ってな。
うん。別に何も。ただ、私の故郷より
Uh-huh.
ほんの少しだけ賑やかだったから、ほんのちょっと驚いちゃっただけ。
Just a little.
ただ、
It's only a little
それだ
bigger.
けかな。
You know, maybe like 10% more.
ああ、なるほど。にこやかな笑みを浮かべながらも眉をさらに引きつかせてる理由がなんとなく分かった。にしても、
Mm-hmm.
やけに悔しそうだな。
Well, I'm just reaching for something to fiddle with. I just cleaned off my desk, so I have like no crap on it. But I needed to like grab a bottle cap or something to just like twirl between my fingers when I'm reading.
おそらくクオンの故郷より。
Yeah.
いや、
Definitely lit a bit of a competitive fire in her.
さて、俺たちはこのままこいつを大々理まで届けに行くんだが、姉ちゃんたちはどうする？
そうだね。まずは寝床の確保かな。都の見物がてらに旗小屋を探すつもり。
Yeah, got any places you recommend?
そうかい。
Yeah, there we go.
そういうことならいいとこ知ってるぜ。
No, good prices,
よけれ
good
ば
booze.
そこを紹介するがどうだい？
いいところか。
One mulls Ukon's suggestion over, putting a finger to her chin in thought.
それにと、いや、待った待った。一気に忘れてた。いや、テートに着いたらみんなで仕事納めの宴をするってのが習わしでよ。そのつもりでもう店の方に予約を入れさせちまっててな。
Oh, cool. Did we get to tag along?
歌うとな。
You know, we were a part of the company there for a little bit. My stomach growls at the prospect.
そういや、腹が減ったな。もうすぐ都に着くからって昼の休憩なしで来たからな。
つまり、私たちを歓待してくれるってこと？
One smiles shyly, putting slyly, not shyly, slyly, putting some emphasis on the words us.
ああ、野郎どもの慰安も兼ねてな。
どっちかといえばそっちの本命っぽいな。
せっかくだから喜んで参加させてもらおうかな。ハクもそれでいい？
ああ、構わんよ。
It's not like he's got anything else to do.
よし、歓迎会の宴となればこれはただ飯
The
ない
best kind of meal.
都に着いたら外での飲食代は自腹でと言ってたからな。
そうか。そうしてもらえると野郎どもも喜ぶぜ。何せ、
Oh.
あんちゃんのおごりだからな。
Look, we got to get that reward money first.
なぬ？
ただ酒ほどうめえもんはねえからな。
All right, we'll make a tradesies. You know, you buy the food, we'll buy the booze.
忘れてた。デートでみんなにおごるって約束だった。
Sure as hell bet they haven't forgotten.
テロは冗談だ。先に一杯おごるって言ったのは俺だからよ。
Yeah, just one though.
ここ
そこまで言うのなら仕方ないな。ごちになろう。
ハク、顔色が良くないかな？
はは、気のせいかな。
ああ、そうそう。これから宴をする店ってのがちょうど紹介しようと思ってた旗小屋で
nice.
な。
Two birds, one stone.
騙されたと思ってそこにしてみたらいい。何しろ。いや、こいつは見てからのお楽しみってな。
What does that mean?
姉ちゃんは気に入って
Like
くれる
big
と思うぜ。
portion sizes?
もうすぐだ。ほれ、見えるだろう。この先に見えるあの門までだ。
あの門ってどこに？
Try to follow the line of Ukon's finger with my
って
eyes.
はるか向こうすぎて豆粒より小さいあの門までか。どこがもうすぐだ。
And on a hard, you know, stone cobble, you probably don't got good heel support in your shoes. Fucking tendons in the back of your legs are gonna be screaming. Your poor, like, what is that, your Achilles? Yeah. Hamstrings farther up. That too, that'll also probably hurt. I continue to follow behind him, griping in a small
あれ
voice.
は何かな。
One points at something. It looks like a flat, white-topped mountain in the center of the city. It's tall enough that it can probably be seen from anywhere in the capital.
ああ、ありゃ聖廟だ。
Mausoleum!
聖廟？この国の祭壇みたいなもんだな。
Alright, yeah, so it is like a ziggurat.
祭事の中心になる場とか、五穀豊穣を恋願う
Definitely a
場とか、まあそんなようなところだ。
そうなんだ。
Kuon replies distantly, but her eyes remain fixed on the shrine, lingering.
実は興味津々って感じだな。
Oh, well, it is cool.
何か言っ
It's
たか
definitely
な
got a unique architectural flair to it that the rest of their surrounding buildings don't.
いや、何も。
Well, this place looks important. It's probably some kind of governmental or administrative center. Walls and the gates separated from the rest of the city. Guards stand vigilant watch around it.
死ね盾祭りたくここに巻いた死体であります。
You mind speaking up?
Mm.
With the dull roar of the crowd more distant, now I can pick up a quiet, murmuring voice behind me.
九十里王王禅が娘ルルディエ王路の名代として出資いたしました。
Yep, go over your script.
正常の宮のことほぎいやさかなることを願いまして、名産の品など慎んで盾祭りたくここに参った次第であります。
ああ、なるほど。
Mm-hmm.
献上品を届ける際の工場の練習。
Don't want to look like a buffoon in front of the bigwigs. Lutia continues to recite her lines to herself, muttering under her breath. The gatekeeper flags us down as we approach.
ここに何用か。目的と名を名乗られい。
どうするんだ？
Let someone else handle it. I glance over at Ukon, lost. Who, in turn, well, more like everyone, looks at Lutia expectantly. No doubt feeling the eyes of the group on her, Lutia walks forward stiffly. Yeah, that's how it goes.
九十里王王禅が娘ルルディエその
Her voice gradually becomes smaller and smaller as she speaks, her eyes fixed on her feet. Before long, she's mumbling in a tiny, inaudible voice, and no one can make out a single word. Which the gatekeeper probably wasn't expecting, because he looks to us, then back at her, flummoxed.
ああ、すまぬがよく聞き取れなかった。もう一度言ってもらいたい。
私は
Calling her out may have been the wrong thing to do. She shrinks away and pulls into herself.
なんか手間取ってるみたいだな。腹減ってんだが。
Yep, chop chop, step in. You know, tag in the assist.
まだ時間がかかりそうだな。仕方ない。とっとと終わらせるか。我らは九十里王王禅様の使い。このお方は九十里が姫巫女ルルティエ様である。
And we are her faithful retainers.
こたびは正常の御代を祝い、さらなる繁栄を願って名産の品など献上したくここに参った。
ことの次第しかと拝聴しました。王禅王の名代とはつゆ知らず数々の無礼。
Well, it is a motley crew you got here, so, you know, understandable.
では見印を改めさせていただきます。ルルティエ様。
You didn't forget at home, did you?
見印を拝見させていただきたいのですが。
Lutia produces a palm-sized block from her sleeve, carved with some kind of sigil.
確かに。遠路お疲れ様であります。お通りを。
Easy peasy.
ありがとうございました。
Yeah, we're gonna be here all day without that.
ありがとうって何がだ。はて何か礼を言われるようなこと。
その
His hunger is sapping all his brain cells. His brain is eating itself for sustenance to survive. He can't think straight.
あ
His synapses aren't connecting. He's basically a vegetable at this point.
先ほどの助け舟を出して代わりに口上を述べたことかな。
Like, oh, that? I was just getting annoyed.
あ、なんだその
でもハクが助け舟を出すなんて思わなかったな。ちょっと見直しちゃった。
そうか。
Yeah, don't out yourself here.
言えない。腹が減ってて
Yeah, some things are better left
ちょっと済ませて
unsaid.
もらいたかったから代弁したなどと。
Lucius shyly bows in front of you.
そんな純粋にありがとうございますな瞳をこっちに向けないでくれ。
Let the children dream. Lucia looks at me with a warm gratitude, and Kuon smiles at us both.
よく考えてみたらこっちが何もしなくてもクオンが助け舟を出すつもりだった。
Yeah, but you like doubled up your points there.
も
Good
しか
job.
して余計なことをしたのか。
Eventually, we arrive in a rich-looking neighborhood, the road lined by manors with tiled roofs. Oh, I guess opposed to thatched. Each estate has a proper moat and thick earthen walls, giving them an old-fashioned stately look.
よしここだ着いたぜ。
At Kuon's words, I look up to find a particularly large, splendid manor standing out from the rest.
やっと着いたか。いくらなんでも広すぎるだろう。
Yeah, aren't there any like rickshaws we can like just hop around in, a little rudimentary taxi service?
お待ちしておりました。ウコン殿、お疲れ様であります。
Another gatekeeper comes jogging up to our group.
おう、今戻ったぜ。こいつが九十里からの献上品だ。丁重にな。はじゃ、後のことは頼んだぜ。いや、ちょっと待ってください。
Ukon warily rubs at his shoulders and turns to go, only stopped by a hurried sentry.
どこへ行くんですか。報告やら手続きやらをやっていただかないと困りますって。
Someone else can do it.
いやー、悪いな。疲れてるんで細かいことはまた。
That's like me! I did that today. I put off my travel voucher for like a week. And at that point, they start getting angry because they want you to do it. Because otherwise, you keep flagging the system as overdue. But I made like $2,000 from it, so I can't complain. Fucking sucked to do because we went to like 17 different places. And I needed to put like fucking all my like travel expenses for there, my hotels. You know, fortunately, you can use the government credit card for your food, but then you need to provide the receipts for it. So it's just easier to use your own card and then just get the cash money up front at the end. You know, take the momentary hit in the front to get reimbursed later. Otherwise, you have to upload like 1,000 receipts. It sucks. Don't do it.
よかったのか。置いてきただけで。
It's not like they're gonna run off with them.
こっちとしては長々待たされずに済むからありがたかったが。
Lucia sways uneasily, looking as though she wants to say something, but remains silent.
もともとあそこオシュトルの屋敷に届ける手はずになっていたからな。
オシュトル。
Yeah,
あの仮面の男か。
あそこに届け
the
とけば
guy who's totally not
後の
evil.
手続きやら品定めやらは全部やってくれるからな。
Only reason I have that inkling is because he has a cool voice and he wears a mask.
だからルルティエ様、そんな心配しなさんなって。
And, you know, 50-50 shot, you know, straight coin flip, whether that means you're evil. Because, you know, Hakuolo, he had a cool mask and a cool voice, but, you know, he was fine. But this guy? I don't know this guy. I knew Hakuolo. I don't know this guy.
名代としてきたお姫さんとしては不安だろうが、あとは向こうに任せておけば。
You know, I'm always open to be
何の心配
pleasantly
もいらねえから
surprised.
よ。てなわけだ。さて、宴。
Yep, booze and food. Woo! which I drank all the beer I had yesterday, so I need to go get more. Ukon leads the way, and we all follow along eagerly. I have the hard stuff, but I really don't feel like drinking it.
あの二人どこへ行った大代理の門まではいたと思うんだが。
And they'll turn up eventually. They're like cats. Those get out and disappear for 2 weeks, then show up hungry. As is their wont, it seems that the mysterious duo has wandered off again without a word. We chat idly amongst ourselves as Ukon leads us through the streets of the capital. We move outward from the center of the city, eventually coming upon a district full of greenery.
着いたぜ。
Cool.
ここが旅籠屋白老閣だ。この都ではかなり有名なんだ。
There's a lot of syllables there.
ああ、なんていうか、
Mhm.
他とは違った雰囲
Yeah,
気
it's nice
の
and
建物だ
rounded.
な。
I dig it.
風情があるというか、広い上に随分贅を凝らした作りだ。しかもそれなのに嫌味を感じさせない。
The outer facade has a strangely exotic atmosphere to it, departing from the rest of the city style.
この一風変わった旅籠屋はここの女将の趣味らしい。ここだけの話だ。女将はめっぽい色気があって腕っぷしもすげえらしい。
A child has crazy strength compared to Haku here, so that's not really much to go off of. Hearing that, I glance over my shoulder. For once, seems like she hasn't been listening, looking around at the exotic building.
腕っぷしだけは申し分ないな。
おい、みんなが待ちくたびれてんだ。もう行くぜ。
Yep, gotta stay with the tour group.
よ、そこの女越さん。
Ooh, nice in
練
here.
習はもう集まってるかい？
Ah, chrysanthemum.
お連れの方なら野木区のまでもう始めておりますが。
そうかい。ありがとうよ。
Workers bustle off before Ukon has a chance to thank her.
えらく忙しそうだな。たくあいつら、主品も待たねえで勝手に始めやがったが。悪いな。こっちから誘っときながら勝手によ。
Hey man, as long as the food's still warm.
いや、別にいいんじゃないのか。待たせるのも悪いし、先にやっててくれた方が気が
Yeah, you know, they're just kind of kickstarting the festivities, you know, make it a little easier to smooth on in
それより、
without having to sit
こ
on
この人と
formality.
は顔見知りみたいだったが、常連なのか。
お？まあな。ここは同じ格付けの旅籠屋や料亭よりもちょいと割高だが、料理もうまいし、なんていうのか、壺を抑えてるってやつか？感じも悪く
I
ない
mean,
し
it's
よ。
certainly pretty in here.
確かにいい雰囲気だね。廊下は磨き上げられていて、感じのいい装飾にも手入れが行き届いているみたい。
I mean, looks like it would go up in a blaze, you know, with a single spark, but that's beside the point. This whole city probably would. One enters behind us as she speaks.
それに、ちゃんと見えないところにも気を配っているみたいなのも感じがいいな。
さすが姉ちゃんだ。わかってるね。なわけでルルティエ様、この旅籠屋であれば申し分ないと思うんですが。
I
どうです
mean,
かい？
it's probably more opulent than anything in her part of the town, so, or her neck of the woods. Rutia jumps, having been looking around, Ugon's question catching her by surprise.
ここですか？
気に入らなければ別のとこに案内しやすが。どうです？
気に入らないとこ
Yeah, you know, if you feel like we're slumming it here, we can go someplace a little more upscale.
どちらかというと、
こんな素敵なところ。
ルルティエ様んとこの城に比べたら大したことねえかもしれやせんが。
そんなこと。あそこは
Yeah,
素敵とは違うと。
it really sounds like straight dirt fucking mound hill fort in the woods is where she's from.
もしかしてこういうところは初めて？
はい。
Yeah, building with more than 2 stories? Probably.
あまりお城から出たことありませんでしたから。
そっか。
At Vuditia's words, Kuon smiles kindly.
そういえばここって同じ格付けのとこと比べて少々割高って言っ
Yeah,
てた
how
けど
pricey we talking here?
どのくらい
そうだな。階によって違ってくるが、まあ安い部屋で同じ格付けの鳩小屋の5から8割増しってとこか。
Percent of what?
そうなん
どうやらルルティエのために宿をここに決めようかと思ったが、
Yeah,
値段を聞いて躊躇したっぽい。
getting hit with the price tag like that hurts sometimes.
何か言った
いや何も。
まあここが割高なのも訳
You
があっ
must
て
have
だ
a
な。
really expressive face, bud.
ああ、そうだな。もう始めちまってるんなら急いで行く必要もないか。よっしゃ、ついてきな。いいもん見せてやるぜ。
Alright, alright, alright. Let's go. Zukan leads the way through a side corridor. Kuon begins sniffing the air.
この香り嘘もしかして
Kuon quickens her pace, her tail wagging sinuously behind her in a quick, frenetic
こ
excitement.
こだここ。姉ちゃん、扉を開けてみな。
Ow. I didn't need to be able to see. Ooh, like a nice like, fucking, oh god, what are they? Cedar bath, you know, that they smell good. Kuon, in high spirits, throws the door open with great force. Steam billows into the hall from within.
はあ、こりゃ大したもんだ。
Chamber is wide and spacious, and a deep wooden bathtub inside brims with piping hot water. Billowing steam and the scent of rich wood wafts outward from the luxurious bathroom.
落ち着くな。
Mm-hmm.
いい香りだ。
おーで、この辺りじゃ珍しい湯船の張られた大風呂はよ。
Are they?
この旗小屋自慢の大浴場だぜ。
I thought like communal bathhouses were the norms in like most parts of the world when it comes to, you know, bathing, but so be it. You know, besides washing yourself with a fucking, you know, literally a fucking rag in a pot on the stove.
こんなお風呂初めて見ました。
だろう。このかけ流しで湯が溢れ出る贅沢な湯船なんてのはよその旗小屋じゃお目にかかれねえだろうな。天井人の屋敷にだってこんなでかい湯船はねえくれなんだぜ。風呂好きの姉ちゃんなら多少割高でも喜んでここにすると思ったんだがな。
Worth it.
まあそれはいいとして、どれパーッとやる前にここで旅の汗を流してで聞いてんのかい？
Just smelling wood.
クーン様
Kuon stares forward with wide eyes, hands trembling as she reaches out. She looks for all the world like a starving wanderer in the desert, finally coming upon an oasis.
薬物を扱いすぎて禁断症状でも現れたか。
Oh, you had a hot bath, you know, a week and a half ago? She staggers forward to the bath, dipping her hand into the water and gliding it along its surface.
お湯
The fact that it's running water, though, is fairly impressive.
あ、おう、風呂だな。
湯船お風呂
I mean, cold baths are nice every now and again, but
クオン？
they're generally hot. Since Kuon's behavior is starting to worry me, I step forward into the room, trying to see her face.
な？
In an eye blink, Kuon slips out of her clothes so quickly I hang behind her in the air for a moment. She's like fucking doing like a Lupin dive. Alright. She stands before everyone, how you say, in her birthday suit. Au naturel, in the buff. From my vantage point, I can only see her backside. Well, the backside of her. There's not a stitch left. Then, Kuon vaults to the side of the tub and leaps in bottom first, No diving in the baths. Her whole body breaks through the water, and the resulting spray soaks everyone in the splash zone. It's fine. And just a little PG-13 steam. She energetically fills her hands with the steaming water, letting it run down her arms giddy. One flops her whole body down into the bath, rollicking? Okay. Rollicking about like a gleeful child. I'm stunned into silence. I have no words for Kuon's sudden romp. Kuon pops her head out of the bath to begin splashing water at me, grinning broadly and giggling. Next to me, Lucia seems just as bewildered as I am. But of course, she would be. Calm, erudite Kuon is flailing about naked before us without a care. Well, you know, it'd be rude not to get in. Well, yeah, you're in the baths. You're supposed to be naked. It's like when you go to the sauna, and there's just like a bunch of like fucking hairy naked Turkish guys in there. You just got to go with the flow, you know. It's just how it is. Her chest, her legs, even what's directly between them, everything is just sort of in the open. Under typical circumstances, the sight of her nudity would be a pleasant one, but that she's shamelessly rollicking about like a little kid is off-putting, to say the least. Yeah, the beef is out. Rudatia quickly snaps back to reality, gathering up Kuon's clothes and approaching her. Yeah, I'll fucking weight you down and you'll drown. Kuon reaches for the sash binding Ludatia's kimono. Yep, spin her like a top. Yeah, rip that obi off. By some ungodly sleight of hand, Ludatia's clothes slip off in an instant, leaving her full bare. She slowly, agonizingly turns her head, and her eyes meet mine. Lutia gasps, going stiff. Large tears well up in her eyes, and her face turns crimson. We're looking respectfully, you know, we're not ogling, you know. We're just, you know, taking in, you know, praising the goods. Though she says that, she makes no effort to cover herself, just standing there and trembling. She can't even move, frozen stiff, still from the shock. Well, you can't take towels in the bath, that's rude. Somehow, I can't bring myself to look away as Rudatia just stands there, stuck as Kuon's mercy. Kuon hugs Rudatia tightly, almost nuzzling her, careless of their surroundings. Should probably take like the ribbons out of your hair at least. Or, well, you know, at least move them, you know, tie your hair up into like a bun or something. Rudatia slowly sinks into the bath, still frozen stiff. Damn, someone had a stomachache. A little gassy there, huh? Kuon looks at Rudatia, now partially obscured by bathwater, and follows the line of her gaze. Her eyes meet mine. Hey, forget where you were for a moment? And her enormous smile freezes. Suddenly finding her modesty, Kuon covers her chest with her arms, diving for cover as Rudatia had. Man, must have been something you guys ate on the road, huh? Gotta stop eating things off the ground. Bad for your guts. Kuon raises her eyes above the surface of the water, glaring daggers at me. Nope, playing at a crocodile.
何か言ってるが、何を言ってるのかわからない。
Probably leave? Don't speak fish. She turns red like a lobster boiling in the hot water of the bath. The steam becomes heavy.
何を言ってるのかわからないが、どうやら荒ぶってる。
Oh no, she's hidden rage. DPS check.
仕方がない。ここは動く。
Fucking pop those OGTCs. Fucking off global cooldown. OGCDs. There we go. I got my T's and my D's mixed up. Oh, he's dipped. He already saw the writing on the wall. He's like, well, I'm out. I turn and bolt at full tilt for the exit.
出口まであと少し。
I reach for the door. Then, something long and sinuous snakes around my ankle and sends me toppling. Surprised she could move that quick through the water to get, to the edge of the tub like that. I look down to find Kuon's unusually dexterous tail wrapped around my foot.
どこに行くつもりかな。
Did you want us to leave or not? We're getting a little mixed signals here. A hole the size of a fingertip suddenly tears through the wall beside my head.
乙女の柔肌を見ておいて、逃げようとするのはどうかと思うな。
いや、それは見たっていうより。
Yeah, you just kind of were showing it off.
何か言ったかな。
Maybe stop, breaking the bathhouse, please. Kuon squeezes her fists together over the surface of the water, squirting a high-pressure stream.
水鉄砲。だが、ただの水鉄砲ではない。あれは恐ろしいほどまでに圧力が加えられた何か。
Oh, they do use water to cut, stone and steel, so...
落ち着け。何も見てない。見てないって。
本当かな。
Yeah, we're not gonna get, our cleaning fee back, the little deductible they take out, the little security deposit if you keep fucking breaking shit.
水にいられるんだとは思うが、ここでごまかさないと命に関わる。
ほら、すごい湯気だったろ。
Yeah, the censorship PG-13 Steam was there, so it didn't get a good look.
ほとんど見えてなかったって。お前は背を向けて脱いでたし、ルルティエはすぐに湯船に沈んだ。
Yeah, and your long black hair covered everything, it was like a one giant sensor bar.
目があったと思ったのなら気のせいだ。気のせい。
つまり一部始終見てたってことかな。
I mean, probably not all of it, but 80%.
ああ、墓穴を掘るとはこのことか。
ハック、乙女の柔肌は安くないんだよ。
I got $50 on a half-eaten Philly cheesesteak. Will that do it?
よせ、やめろ。な、話せばわかる。わかるから。
成敗。
Oof. Sucks to be the other guest here, huh? Just trying to enjoy their nice day. This rambunctious crowd rolls in. Woo! And we only lost a couple dudes.
乾杯。
乾杯。乾杯。
Another thing about it, I do have a lot of sake still. I just need to put it in the fridge. Then it'll be cold. I don't like drinking warm sake. Hot sake is okay. I forgot to read that line. I was thinking about drinking. At Ukon's toast, Kuon drains her cup in one go.
あっとっとっとっと。
お風呂上がりにキンと冷えたお酒を
Mm-hmm.
格別だね。
Kuan drains her cup as quickly as it's filled, seemingly in a good mood. Ostensibly, the earlier incident at the bath seems to have been forgotten entirely.
しかし言葉遣いや仕草は上品なんだが妙に親父臭いような。まあ何にせよ機嫌が治ってよか
Yeah,
った。
just don't say that part out loud.
ルルティエ
My eyes meet Rudatia's. Face quickly turns red, and she averts her eyes.
こっちの機嫌は
Yeah.
そうは簡単に治らないか。
なんで
And take a little bit of elbow grease for that one.
杯が乾いてるじゃねえか。
With bottle in hand and face already reddening, Kukan sits down beside us. His men chatter.
俺もう一度乾杯だ。素晴らしき仲間に乾杯。
主賓を見捨てて逃げた上に放置して先に初めていた
Yep.
仲間に乾杯。
Well, they went to the trouble of cooking all this food. You know, can't let it get cold.
無視すんな。おか
いいじゃねえか。
Yeah, you know, you got your own little treat. An appetizer, you know, to whet your appetite. Kukan raises his cup in good humor.
確かにその通りだが釈然としない。しかし不思議と腹が立たないのはこの男の奇妙な
Yeah, it's this thing called charisma.
うまい。
俺遅れてきたんだ。駆けつけ3杯だぜ。
Ugh.
仲間。
Back to back, huh? Oh, and they haven't, like, eaten anything all day. You know, it's fucking 3 beers, no lunch, just partying hard out here.
よっ。
I forget where we were.
一仕事終わった後の酒はうめえな。
Iceland? Yeah, it was Iceland. We had just landed and we went out to go get dinner. But of course, you know, alcohol comes first, so we swung by like a dive bar first. Of course, you know, we've been flying all day, you know, across Europe and like the North Atlantic, so hadn't had anything to eat in like 18 hours. So those first 3 beers I had, oh my god. I felt like I was like a 90-pound white girl, how hard they hit me. It was ridiculous. They weren't even strong beer. They're like maybe 6%. But damn near, I was like, whoa. Like, that shouldn't be hitting me that hard, but, you know, sure did the job.
考えてみればかれこれ10日以上この連中と共
Oh,
に
that night
旅
gave
をし
me
てき
more
た
of a
な。
hangover than when I went to the whiskey bar and got fucked up with the owner.
命に関わる危険な目にあったこと
I
も
probably had like six
一度や二度じゃない。
glasses of whiskey when I was there. Probably like 18 shots. I was fine the next morning, but man, those 3 beers, they gave me a headache.
出会った頃はまさかこんなことになるとは夢にも思わなかったがそうだな悪くないかもな。
はい悪の分ね
One passes an enormous stuffed amanuni. I'm never going to get this right, as many times as I see it. Amamuni. Yeah, I said it right the first time. Amamuni. As with the emphasis belongs to Lambel, to me. Joyfully, she tucks into another from the stack, waiting on her plate. Kuan sighs with a distant, dreamy look in her eyes.
本当にうまそうに食べるな。ご機嫌そうで何よりだ。そういや、こっちに来るまで不機嫌だったのが目の前の料理。
Oh yeah, she just forgot.
コロッと機嫌が治
You know, it had to leave her brain for the thought of food to enter it.
そうだ。今度からクオンを怒らせた時は。
Just hopefully she doesn't, you know, refine that thought once the food's gone. I've been feeling Lutia's eyes on me for a while now, but whenever I look towards her, she looks away.
まあ、まじまじと裸を見られたんだ。当然の反応。
Ah, she's just being a prude.
とはいえ、これは避けられてるみたいで地味にへこむな。後でもう一度ちゃんと謝っておくか。
はいルルティエも食べて
Kuan proffers another amamuni.
ありがとうございます。
Flustered, Lutia tries to accept the food, but Kuan bypasses her hands, goes right for her mouth.
はいあーん
You drunk already?
あーんあーん
You know, in the meantime, she's just smashing it against her face, getting like tzatziki sauce everywhere.
おいしい
Because from the description of it, all I can think is it's a fucking euro. Pleased, Kuan takes the wrap and holds it to his lips once more.
それじゃあもう一口あーんはいあーんあーんそしてもう一度
Yep. Bite, swallow, cheers, drink. Repeat. In infinitum until you're out of food, booze, or
気を使って
life.
場を和ましてくれたのか。なんか妙な雰囲気を醸し出してる気がするか。
Yeah.
俺あんちゃんも杯が開いてんぜ。
あ、ま
白だな。
Ugh.
マロとも酒を酌み交わしてほしいでおじゃるよ。
Just one, though. Then you gotta go off somewhere else. Maruto's white face suddenly materializes from the crowd, poking into my field of
あ、なん
vision.
だいたのか。
ひどいでおじゃる。いたでおじゃるよ。
完全に出来上がってるな。
そうだな。
Yep, just drowning his woes.
杯に注いでやってくれ。
Forget about that debt with booze.
任せるでおじゃるよ。さっさ、遠慮せずに飲むでおじゃ。お
The reception door slams open with great force, cutting him off. At the interruption, the chatter and merrymaking quiets and goes silent. Everyone turns to look at the open door. Hello, child. Across the threshold stands a cute, I'll bet, grumpy-looking young girl.
誰だ
And just as I begin to wonder,
いやーよ、待ってましたねっこねっちゃん
adoring cheers, well, more like adoring drunken shouts, go up among the men. The girl, apparently called Nekade, flinches at that, but recovers quickly, crossing the room to me.
何をしてるですか
は
She plants her feet in front of me and gives me a weighty
い
glare.
きなりなんだっていうか、
Yeah, who? Whomst?
可愛いが随分おっかない感じの子だな。
Yeah, we are drinking?
なんかこっちを非難しているっぽいが、そんなことをした覚えは。それ以前に初対面のはずだよな。
一体何をしてるですか
あ
兄様
兄様だと。
Ah,
いや、自分にじゃない。
that makes more sense.
おう、猫ね。いいとこに来たな。どうで、おめえも一緒に。
ウコンの妹
It makes sense she'd be the company mascot. In the haze of alcohol, I don't quite realize I said that out loud until Nekane is staring at me.
なんか変か
いや、変も何も。
You must take after different parents. As they stand face to face with each other, I mentally compare the two. Yeah, there's not much there. A cute, petite girl and a bearded, boisterous man.
兄弟というより、どちらかといえば、親子
Nekane's grumpy expression grows even grumpier as, once again, I fail to keep my observations in my head.
どうした猫ね。な不機嫌そうな顔してっと。男が寄りつかなくなるぜ。
余計なお世話なのですそれに男の人なんてどうでもいいのです
Her voice, it's firing the synapses in my head. I know it.
いや、そろそろ年頃なんだし。いつまでも兄ちゃんと
Like the igniter in my head's just going click, 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 but it's not fucking going.
そんなことよりこんなとこで何してるですか
This calls for a little Google session. Who else does she play? Well, I recognize the seiyu's name. Nekone Utaware. if I can spell it right. Utawarerumono. Thank God my phone just has autocorrect on here for me. Voice actor? No, I don't want the wiki. I want the, like, my anime list. Close enough. Inori Minase. Whomst do you play in other things? Yeah, okay, sure. Take my cookies, Mal. Anyone who jumps out at me. Bunch of Danganronpa stuff. Oh, she's Hestia. Interesting. Haven't watched the show, but, you know, obviously I recognize the character. Oh, she's Chino. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Gochumon. Yeah. Anyone else? Some Gundam I haven't seen yet. Looked like it was Build Fighters. Oh, she's Rem. Okay. A bit of a different... Oh man, she's a lot of people. Rhaenys from fucking Lord Elmaloy Case Files. Prushka. Oh, Made in Abyss. Sounds of Spilling. The other big character roles that jump. Oh man, she's played a lot of people, yeah. There's the Rems again. For some reason she has like 1,000 credits for Rem. Oh, fucking Cheeto, Girls Last Tour, yeah. Any other ones that immediately jump out at me? No. Okay. Yeah, played a lot of people. Now I know where I'm able to place her voice in my mind.
しばらくぶりにテートに帰ってきたというのに、報告も引き継ぎもなく、家にも帰らず、こんなところで飲んだくれて。
I can definitely hear the Girls Last Tour Cheeto there.
一体どういうことです？
Yeah, kind of the grumpy, kind of serious voice instead of the more moe blob voice. Yeah, this is still part of the job, you know, I'm on the clock.
頼んだだけでなく、ちゃんと本人がいてくれないと困るのです。
まあそう言うなって。それよりも今はみんなをねぎらって新しい仲間を歓迎することの方が大事なんだからよ。と
Precisely.
いい機会だから紹介するぜ。こいつは俺の妹の猫ねだ。
Ukon turns towards me, introducing Nekune with a jab of his thumb in her direction.
俺にはもったいねえくらい出来のいい妹でな。ちょいと融通が利かねえのがたまに傷だが。
Might prove a little rough. It's kind of already, this relationship's on the rocks. You know, a little rough start there, but...
はじめましてです。
The girl bows uncomfortably, seemingly only just now realizing I was a party to their conversation.
で、この発酵そうなあんちゃんが吐く。そっちのべっぴんな姉ちゃんがクオンで、可愛いジョーちゃんが
Yeah, the useless goon.
よろしく頼むって発酵層は余計だ
Dude, you can barely lift a sack.
私はクオン。よろしくお願いかな。
ルルティエです。よろしくお願いします。ではなく、話をそらさないでほしいのです。
まあまあまあ、猫ねどんどん。
Yeah, he's already drunk. You can't have him go do like official like government paperwork when he's sloshed. I've only had to do that occasionally. Drunken Marudo sticks his face in the conversation. So usually it's because we got like called at like fucking 4 a.m. to go do like a random drug test on a Sunday. So, you know, still definitely drunk from the night before, but then have to, you know, take the bus to go in on base. You go pee in a cup.
学士様になった途端、私にご高説ですか。随分と偉くなったものなのです。
Nekune gives Marudo a flat, unamused look, as though regarding a dead insect in her food. Hey, he's full of protein. Marudo trails off and returns to the corner of the room, holding his knees and dissolving into sobs.
そんなに怒るな。せっかくの可愛い顔が台無しだ。
怒ってなんていないのです。
Yeah, it's just going through that phase of her life.
もし怒っているように見えるのなら兄様が怒らせてるのです。
Nekane glares at Ukon, but there's a note of sadness in there too.
ウコン、それはダメかな。
お
私たちを優先してくれた心遣いは嬉しいけれど、帰ってきたのならまず妹さんに見せてあげないとダメかな。
もしかしてウコンに構ってもらえなくて拗ねているのか。兄が留守にしていて寂しかった。なのに兄は帰ってきたら自分をほっといてどんちゃんさ。だからこうして感触を起こしているって
Yep, just sitting there, home alone, waiting, and by the door, you know, just sitting on the little front step where you take your shoes off. As the sunset goes down, the sky turns crimson, just sitting there all alone
かわいそうに
while he's out here
こんな
drinking.
不安そうにさ
having
せちゃっ
fun.
て。心配している妹さんがいるのなら、まずは無事な顔を見せて安心させてあげるのが兄としての義務かな。
That's fucking bullshit. As a younger sister, no, not a younger sister, sibling, I can attest. That no. In fact, the older sibling's purpose in life is to make your life fucking miserable when you're a child.
いやまあしかしわざわざ心配するほどのことじゃねえしな。こんな務めは毎度のことだし、ちょろっと言って帰ってくる
Yeah,
だけで
standard business
何でもねえってこ
procedures.
とは分かってると思うんだが。
心配かどうかを決めるのはウコンの方じゃなくて妹さんかな。あなたがどんなに心配いらないと思っても
You with your facts and appealing to emotion
心配で仕方のないこと
against a
なんだ
drunk man, that's not fair.
そんなもんかね。
そんなものだよ。兄であるのならその気持ちを察してあげないとね。
Nekane stares at Kuon, stunned. Noticing Nekane's eyes on her, Kuon smiles sweetly. Nekane's face instantly reddens. Ukon tilts his head, puzzled.
本気で心配するほどのものじゃないと思ってるっぽいな。何度も死にそうな目に遭ってるこっちからしたら、なんでそこで首をかしげるって。
Yeah, you get used to it.
っていうか、妹が怒ってる理由に気づいてないのか。顔に似合わず、細かな気配りができるやつだが、身内の心情には疎いのかもしれな
Yeah,
い。
you know, maybe a little purposeful blind spots there, because those are some hard thoughts you don't want to think about,
だとすると
and it's just easier if you don't.
かわいそうな気がするな。よし、ここは少し助け舟を出してやるか。やっぱ子供には優しくしてやらんと。
All right, let's see the attempt.
ウコン。つまりその子はお前に構ってもらえなくて寂しいんだ。寂しいからそれに気づいてほしくて、すべてだだこねて気を引こうとしてるんだよ。
A little too straightforward.
やれ。
Like, yeah, you're not wrong, but phrasing.
ああ、なんでそういうことだったのか。
But you know, it takes one stupid guy to talk to another. You know, some clown to clown communication going on.
何を言ってるですか。そんなこと。
すまんかったな。
Yeah, you women were talking all around about not making any sense.
気づいてやれなかった
Just gotta get, you know, stop beating around the bush.
真っ赤になって照れおってからに礼ならいらんぞ。
Well, she's gonna break your
いい
shins.
ことをすると気分がいいもんだな。よっと。相変わらず軽いな。
Ukon gently, bodily, lifts boldly. Bodily? Bodily, okay. Lifts Nekane and puts her on his knee, laughing. She wriggles, resisting, but ultimately gives in as Ukon begins to pat her head
随分と大きくなったし、
like a cat.
昔みたいに甘えてくることもなくなったからな。もう寂しがることはないんだと勝手に思い込ん
No,
で
no, no, like I said earlier, she's getting to that difficult point in her life.
別に私。
Nekane tries to deny it vehemently, but her objections grow quieter and quieter as Ukon continues to pat.
本当に ダメな兄貴だな。
そんなことないのです。
しかしまあ、こういうのも久しぶりだな。
兄様、お酒臭いのです。
The good old smell of booze and cigarettes. Nekane, the words, I'm having a stroke. Nekane turns from Ukon, but remains on his lap, unwilling to move.
悪い悪い。
兄様、
お
おかえりなさい。
お、ただいまだ。
Everyone around the two siblings shares a smile, seeing how close they are.
お前が大きくなってすっかり安心しちまってたな。よく考えてみりゃ、ちょいと前まで一緒に風呂に入るって
Oh no, time for the
だだこねて
embarrassing
たんだよな。
stories. Drunken rambling.
最近じゃなこと言わなくなったし、夜中に寂しがって寝床に潜り込んでくることもなくなったからな。一緒に風呂。
Someone muttered.
寝床潜り込んでくるのか。
Ukon's men muttered to themselves.
兄様、
川屋に行けなくて起こされることもなくなったな。ねえ小便
あは
する癖もすっかり治って。
She seems mortified that Ukon is airing her embarrassing memories like this. Nekane writhes on his lap, face crimson, but Ukon remains unaffected.
一体いつの話をしてるですか。おねしょなんてもう2年も前にな。
How old are you? Ukon cuts herself off, though realizing her circumstances, casting furtive glances around the room. Her eyes meet mine, and she freezes.
2年前か。
I mean, well, depending on how old you actually are, it's not too bad.
2年前でおじゃるか。2年前。
2年前。
2年前。
The whispering spreads like wildfire through the party. Nekane begins to wriggle again. She's acting like she wants to get away, but she must be comfy, seeing as she hasn't moved. Maybe she's secretly thankful for the opportunity to get attention from Ukon. She's still looking at me.
真剣な眼差しで見つめてきよってからに、可愛いやつやな。仕方ない。
Like a tiger, you know, on the other side of the glass, trying to maul someone in their mind at the zoo.
さっきから何ジロジロ見てるですか。
照れているな。礼も言えぬほど嬉しいと見た。おいおい。
Yeah. Especially this guy, you know, he's a big deal. He's really gonna be someone in the future. With another pat on the head from Ukon, Nekane settles down.
本当に可愛い妹さんだね。
Sounds like a headache.
おうよ。自慢の妹だからな。
そっか。改めて初めまして。猫ねさんだね。猫ねと呼んでもいいかな。
はい、はじめましてです。
私はクオン。見識を
Yep,
広げる
introduction's
旅の
done.
途中で
Great, fantastic.
猫ねのお兄さんと知り合ったんだ。ちなみに好きな食べ物は甘いもの。特
Really,
に
honey?
蜂蜜が好きだよ。
Honey's okay, but I prefer like syrup.
好きなことは
Good old
旅を
maple
して
syrup.
いろんなところを見て回ることかな。それでこの子が私のお友達のルレティエね。
Oh yeah, I forgot you were here. Kuan pulls Rutia, who's been hovering silently by her side, into the conversation.
ルレティエも。
クズリオがマシルレティエと申します。
Question mark? Are you sure that's your name?
好きな食べ物はゆべしで
Don't know what that is.
好きなことは
I know what cooking and needlepoint is, but I don't know what yubeshi is.
九十リオ。
なあ、その方は発注長である九十里王、王禅様の娘さんだ。お姫さんだな。
Oh, well, you know, that general title part sounds real impressive compared to just the shitty backwater Olo part.
失礼いたしましたです。姫様であらせられましたですか？
Nekane straightens herself on Ukon's lap, bowing respectfully.
いえ、
This is you're at a party. You were among, your peers here or whatever. We are all peers here. That's what I meant to say. There we go. Lutia's expression grows faintly sadder as Nekane suddenly adopts a formal, rigid tone.
猫ね、それはちょっと違うかな。できればそういったことは気にしないであげてほしいんだ。ルルティエもその方が嬉しいと思うな。
もしかしてクオン様もどちらかに名のある家の方です？
Complicated.
私がそんな感じに見えた？
蜂蜜が好物と言ってましたです。高価でおいそれと食べられるものではないですし。
I mean, maybe in the city, but if you're just out in the woods, she's like ripping into bees' nests like a bear.
それに
何と言いますか。
まさか実家が商いをしていて、
Yeah, you know,
少しだけ裕福だから
slightly upper middle class, you know.
食材も手に入れやすいんだ。
そうなのですか。
Nekane nods, but doesn't quite seem convinced.
猫姉様、どうかクオン様のおっしゃる
I mean, like, yeah, compared to like an average rice farming family, she's probably, pretty well off in comparison, but
わかりましたです。
slightly upper crust of society, but not like the highest crust. She's just a little crusty.
よろしくお願いしますです。
Hopefully not after that bath, but you know what I meant. Lutia smiles happily.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします。猫ね。
It'll come with time.
猫ねです。好きな食べ物は甘いお菓子です。趣味は古代について調べることなのです。
Oh, sounds like a pretty heavy topic for a
古代？
child, but all right. At Kuon's reaction, Nekane shrinks as though she said something inappropriate.
いえ、
Be like digging for like plastic bottles in landfills or something.
もしかして猫ねも？私の趣味って古代について調べることなんだ。特にオンビタイカヤンと言われる者たちのことの研究なんて心が躍るよね。各地を旅しているのはいろいろな遺跡を見て回るためなんだ。
Wow, the whole world or like the world from your perspective of it? Nekane's ears twitch.
本当なのです。
もちろん。これまでにだって何度も遺跡に潜ったんだから。
Nekane looks up at Kuon with sparkling
そ
eyes.
れともあまり興味のない話だった？
そんなことないのです。
Yeah, listening to some old woman drone on about their boring hobbies.
詳しくお話ししましょうか。
ぜひお願いしますです。
Kuon, Nekane, and Rutia quickly huddle together, diving into an academic conversation about ruins. Every other word is unrecognizable jargon, at a loss.
あんまり女の子同士の会話っぽくはないが、楽しそうだし。
Now, what a bunch of dweebs.
自分への礼はすっかり忘れてしまっているようだな。
あんなに楽しそうに話す猫
Probably
ね
for the
殿を
best.
見るのは初めてでおじゃるよ。
Maruto mutters next to me, fond wonderment.
猫ね殿は訓練家隊と呼ばれるほどの才女でおじゃるからして。その才はあの年齢で最難関である天使に一度で合格し、哲学士の資格を手に入れたほどでおじゃる
A
よ。
little brainiac.
電子？ああ、クオンが言ってた超難しい
the one
試
we're
験
gonna
のこと
take?
だ。そんなに難しいのか？その電子っていうのは。
Can you tell us about, what the questions were like on yours?
それはもうでおじゃる。合格者が出るのはせいぜい数年に一度。そんな試験に猫ね殿は歴代最年少で受かったのでおじゃるよ。
へえ。
I mean, that exam
So
sounds kind of,
nice.
needlessly difficult if only that select amount of people can get in.
待てよ。そういえば、マロロもそれに受かったとかなんとか言ってたよな。
Like, I get the whole point is to be like, exclusively selective in your like process, but at that point, it's just like, what's the cost benefit here?
もちろんでおじゃる。苦労したでおじゃるが、やっとなんとか合格することができたでおじゃるよ。
Naruto proudly sticks out his
あいつ
chest.
が受かるくらいなんだし、あまり大したことないじゃ。
もっとも、丸はあくまで女学士。猫根殿の哲学士と比べられたら、胃が痛くなるくらいに切なくなってしまうでおじゃる。
学士といっても
That's pretty pathetic.
金からキリまであるらしい。
それに、本来なら、
本来なら
あ、いや、なんでもないでおじゃる。
Yeah, sure. Already forgot about it. What we're talking about?
間違いなく本物の天才ということでおじゃる。なのでおじゃるが、それゆえに同年代の子供と馴染めなかったのでおじゃる。
ああ、天才ゆえの孤独ってやつか。
Yep. Can't quite fit in with the people around them, you know, their age group and, you know, the people that they're, you know, getting slotted in with, you know, kind of look down on a little because they're just some punk kid.
周りが猫根殿の話題についていけないので、家で一人勉強に勤しんでたでおじゃるよ。だから、あんなに子供らしい表情の猫根殿を見るのは久しぶりでおじゃる。
Hey, kids just like ancient ruins. Like, just, if you're ever, you know, I don't know, have to watch a kid for some reason, just like take him to an abandoned building. You know, they love it. You know, broken glass, asbestos, you know, rusty nails, tetanus. Kids' favorite things. Hearing that, it strikes me that Nekane's expression is one of girlish innocence. More befitting a child playing with dolls or picking flowers than an erudite scholar.
その年で勉学となんて本当にすごいです。
私なんて全然ダメダメなのです。哲学士になれなければ意味ないのです。
実際すごいことだろうに、妙に自虐的だな。
幼すぎたのでおじゃる。本来なら哲学士の資格を拝領していたのでおじゃるが、幼すぎるという理由で保留にされたのでおじゃるよ。
Is that just like the fucking examination bigwigs kind of getting a bruised ego about it?
そうか。いずれにせよ周囲の反応からしてとんでもないガキンチョということだけは分かった。
そんなことないと思うな。私が猫根の年の頃なんて野山を駆け回って一日遊んでいただけだから。
Yeah, you seem like the kind of person who just like ate dirt as a kid.
なのに猫根はその年で勉学ともっと自慢してもいいかな。
Not saying I never did that. I specifically remember, you know, a time in preschool, I was digging in the ground, and I got to a soil layer where it was darker than the others. So I'm like, ooh, it's like dark like chocolate cake. I wonder what it tastes like. And just like scooped up like a big wad of it and plopped it in my mouth.
はい、私もそう思います。猫根様は
The whole point about growing up is learning and growing. And sometimes that involves just eating dirt. Being so openly praised seems to make Nekane shy, where she falls silent at Kuon and Ruluti's words.
やっぱり可愛いな。私もこんな可愛い妹が欲しかったな。
Do you have any siblings? Are you an only child? You know, what is your deal? Kuon gently strokes Nekane's head, sitting in silence with her. I can sense the strength of their bond.
兄様。
Nekane leans back on Ukon's lap comfortably, wearing a peaceful expression.
本当羨ましいな。
はい。私も国の兄に会いたくなりました。
仲良きことは素晴らしきかな。これにて
Yep.
一件落着。
Excellent work, bud.
なぜそこでとてもいいことをしたと
Well,
い
you know,
う顔をするのか。
He's the one who facilitated all this.
兄様、また変なのを拾ってきたですか。ちゃんと元の場所へ戻してくるべきなのです。
Well, like I said, he's got this little motley crew, you know? He needs, like, weird characters to flesh it out the cast. Nekane stares at me coldly as she addresses Ukon.
いきなり存在すべてを否定された気がする。
そう邪険にしてやるな。
Yeah, he's a little wacky and, not very socially bright and, not very strong. But, he's got a decent head on his
実際
shoulders.
も腕っぷしはからっきしだが、なかなかどうして面白いやつだぜ。
Yeah, maybe some better words of praise than interesting.
このあんちゃんには助けられた恩もあるからな。正直な話、あんちゃんがいなけりゃ今回の山はちとやばかったんだぜ。
Yeah, would have got eaten by a big bug.
そうだね。確かに白の起点がなかったらちょっと危なかったかな。
そうなのです。
そういうこった。新しき仲間との固めの杯だ。猫ねからもあんちゃんの杯に
Yep,
ついで
share a
やって
cup.
くれ。
We are brothers now. At that, Nekane sighs.
兄様がそう言うなら、恩には礼を返すのが筋なのです。
Yep, purely business. Nekane sits on her knees and retrieves a nearby
ハ
bottle.
クさんでしたか。さあ、それでは一本継ぎますです。
あ、それじゃあせっかくだしいただこ
I hold out my cup to Nekane.
では、
Nekane tips the bottle's neck into the cup. Her grip a touch awkward. Let's not do this much.
どうぞなのです。
う。おっとっとっとっとっとっと。
When I bring the cup back to my lap, it sloshes over full. I take a quick drink to contain the spill.
うまい。女の子に酌された酒はまた格別だね。しかしほんと、ウコンの妹とは思えんな。
Yeah, nothing alike.
ウコンの妹にしては可愛すぎるっていうか、本当に血がつながってるのか？
Unless this is a touchy subject.
当然よ。どうで、可愛く賢い自慢の妹だぜ。まあ、少々不愛想なのがたまに気
Oh,
づ
yeah,
かな。
we've sussed that out.
なに？そいつは愛嬌ってやつだろ？少しくらい欠点があった方が可愛げがあるってもんだ。
Nekane's face heats up from red to crimson in a split instant.
何を言ってるですか。
つまりだ、まだちびっこいんだし、おねしょが治ってなくても気にすんな。
Oh, you're so close.
すんと済ました妻女より、おねしょをする妻女、
Oof.
そっちの方が絶対親しみやすい。
I mean, maybe to a certain kind of person, but maybe you should work on that.
ちげえね。猫ねは可愛いが、もっと可愛くなったっていいんだぜ。
Gonna get this like ceramic bottle broken over your head. Before I can react, Nekane's hands wrap around my throat. Darkness envelops me almost immediately.
お、どうしたあんちゃん。
Ooh, she went right for like the fucking arteries.
兄
Just
様、
fucking
ハクさん
choked
が
them
これを飲
out.
みすぎて倒れてしまったです。
Just pinched like the
こ
carotid.
んなところで寝たら風邪をひいてしまうのです。
Is the one in the neck the carotid? Yeah. Like artery and vein going down. Just oh, no blood flow. He's gone.
やれやれ、しょうがねえな。
はいなのです。指南書に書いてあったのがこんなにうまくいくとはこれが通用するなんて
Yeah.
どれだけ貧弱なのですか。
He's quite pathetic. Don't bully him too much. Ooh, spooky bells. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, a little short. I want to keep these ones like about 2 hours long, but like I said, I want to get this up sometime tonight. So with that, that is where we're gonna call it for today. Once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification. We'll see us on next time for the next episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception, where we will listen to some noisy bells and find out what they are, maybe or not. Maybe it's just a little plot hook to get you curious, so we keep reading. Only one way to find out is to come back next time. Yeah, I'm gonna go drink or something and lose more in mahjong. That's another reason why this started late. I was kind of on a losing streak there. Oh, and the rounds were going so long. Everyone was playing so defensively. I mean, me included. But it's like, it goes quick. You can knock out like a round of Mahjong in like 5 minutes, but like each one was like half an hour long. And I'm like, okay, I only lost a little on that one. It's like, okay, that one was a bad one. This time I'll turn it around. And then like 3 more of those later, it's like, oh, like 2.5 hours are gone. Eee. And then here we are. And then now we part. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.